A biological man, you stated before, a biological man can't get pregnant. Am I correct? Because if I'm not, I've got to go back to school. I seriously do, because I missed that lesson in biology. I went to a convent school the nuns may not have told me about.
Before we dive into the full story, comment where you're watching from, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. This wasn't a TV debate or a social media argument. This happened inside the Australian Senate. Senator Michaelia Cash asked one straightforward question: how does anti-discrimination law protect pregnancy, when it also applies to people who cannot biologically become pregnant? The legal official answered, but that response only raised even bigger questions. No shouting, no interruptions, just the law being tested in real time. And as the exchange continued, the biggest surprise wasn't the tension. It was what happened when the logic reached its limit. Writing,
Ms Cody, if I could also, or Commissioner Cody, continue with questions, and in particular in relation to, we're interpreting the law. This is the good news about this estimate. It is literally, as Senator Roberts has just said, the changes in 2013 where the definition of male and female on the basis of biology was removed, has led us to this position. In your amicus submissions in relation to the tickle and giggle matter, is it correct that you treated pregnancy protections in Section 7 as available to trans women?
No, Senator. Clearly, trans women cannot become pregnant. The discussion was around technical meaning of the pregnancy and potential pregnancy and meanings within the Sex Discrimination Act.
Okay, so you weren't advocating for pregnancy protections for trans women on the basis that they can't become pregnant?
The words relate to potential pregnancy that is included within pregnancy, and
yes,
that was the discussion.
So you're not advocating that trans women can potentially become pregnant, though, are you?
No, Senator.
Yeah, because they're biological males, so you can't obviously become pregnant. So in terms, did you ask the federal court to extend pregnancy protections to transgender women?
Senator, not from my recollection.
No, so I'm asking, I was wondering, I understand the status of your submission.
No, in the submissions
no,
we talked about the meaning of pregnancy and potential pregnancy and how that may apply
so
to
can I ask,
gender
yeah,
identity.
how do you see that applying in the Act currently to trans women?
Trans women, if someone is who applies for a job, for example,
yes,
and it is a trans woman and she may be asked whether or not she intends to have children, and if she replies, yes, I do, and then doesn't get the job because that employer doesn't want to employ women who may be of childbearing age, then she may have been subjected to unlawful discrimination on the basis of potential pregnancy.
this is where the hearing took a dramatic turn. The Commissioner described a case where a trans woman could bring a pregnancy discrimination claim after not being hired. Senator Cash immediately focused on one key point. If biological pregnancy isn't possible, how can pregnancy protections apply? She then asked whether the same rule applied to a biological man who wanted children. The answer was no. That exchange exposed a legal inconsistency, shifting the debate away from politics and toward how the law is written and applied. Writing,
I'm very confused. A biological male can't become pregnant.
But the grounds of pregnancy includes potential pregnancy as well as pregnancy.
But if they can't become pregnant, how can you then become potentially pregnant?
It's about the unlawful treatment by the employer. If someone is treated unfairly on the basis of pregnancy or potential pregnancy, then that is unlawful discrimination on the basis of pregnancy.
So if a bloke came in and they said, are you going to have children? Which is the same question really, and he said, oh, yeah, maybe. Are you saying that he could also claim that ground?
If he didn't receive the job because...
But they can't get pregnant?
No, not a man who is seeking a position, then it's not going to apply to a man.
Well, they're both biological men. It makes no sense. A biological man, you stated before, a biological man can't get pregnant. Am I correct? Because if I'm not, I've got to go back to school. I seriously do, because I missed that lesson in biology. I went to a convent school. The nuns may not have told me about it. But you said a biological man can't get pregnant.
That's correct, Senator. But someone who is a trans woman may be assumed to be pregnant or to be able to be pregnant.
So what stops a man putting on a dress, walking in and claiming the protections? He's now a woman. You've admitted that.
That would be up to a court to decide whether or not it was discrimination on the basis
So it's the
of
no, and with all due respect, it is the absurdity of the law yet again, which shows, again, the law does need to be changed because, for the record, biological men, doesn't matter what way you cut it, you cannot get pregnant. And quite frankly, it is an insult to women who actually are discriminated on because they want to have children when they biologically can get pregnant. But the good news is what we're proving today is the law needs to be changed.
Senator Cash closed with what she argued was the central issue. The Commissioner had already confirmed that biological men cannot become pregnant. Cash's point wasn't just about biology. It was about the purpose of pregnancy protections, which were created to address workplace discrimination linked to pregnancy and childbearing. She argued that if the law is expanded without clear legal standards, confusion follows instead of clarity. Whether you agree or disagree, the hearing raised difficult questions about how the law should be written. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Writing.